Hi everyone, it's me, Christallin, your proactive conscious aging life coach. How are you guys doing today? Me, I am joyful in the Lord and in the power of His might. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to start a new video series. Don't ask me how many videos I'm going to do, but it's going to be called Christallin's Charm School. And today I'm going to start out talking just a little bit about what charm and charisma means. But before I get started, if you're new to this channel, please like my content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get the rest of my videos just as soon as I upload them. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Now, on with today's video. Let me talk a little bit about charm. Nowadays, everything is kind of like topsy-turvy. Back in the day, when I was growing up, like a million years ago, charm was everything. I mean, my grandmother raised me on etiquette books. When I got older, I started to model professionally, and I was a beauty queen. And it was all about having the decorum and the attitude of a queen. Nowadays, not so much. And so I think that it's time for me just to talk about this a little bit and to, fire you guys up and inspire you to be your most charismatic and charming self. So let me just start with this. Charisma. It comes from the Greek charis, and it means to have favor and grace, and also to inspire devotion in others. And most people who inspire devotion in others tend to be leaders. Is that you? Am I talking about you? Do you inspire devotion in others? Well, if you do, chances are you are charismatic and you have that charm that we want to develop. So today, I'm just going to talk about 5 aspects of charm, and later on in this video series, I'm going to get on to some more practical, detailed aspects. But today, I'm going to talk about 5 things. I'm going to talk about being empathetic, being humble, being able to laugh at yourself, being genuinely interested in others, and being vulnerable. So let's start with number 1, and that is being empathetic. What does it mean to be empathetic? To show empathy for other people is to care about them. It's to have a sense of what they're going through. When you're talking to someone and they're telling you about something, you're kind of like on the same wavelength with them. That's what empathy is. So, for example, if somebody just had a death in the family, you don't start talking about your new job promotion. You just kind of get on the same wavelength as them. And actually, in a case like that, you don't really have to say that much. What you need to do is listen. So part of showing empathy and being empathetic is being able to listen to people and to pick up on their emotions and to follow suit. Now, that doesn't mean that if a person is very depressed, that all of a sudden you're going to get into the depressed mode. All it means is that you're going to be able to just understand what they're going through, and nod your head when you're talking to them. If a person is frowning and crying, don't be so jolly. You're just feeling them. You're on that same wavelength and having that same vibe with them, so that they can feel that it's not about you, it's about them. And so that empathy has to do with putting the other person first before you. That's having empathy. So let me move on to number 2. And number 2 is having humility or being humble. nowadays that is kind of a hard one, okay, because we're in the selfie era. Everybody's taking selfies of themselves and blasting themselves out on social media, which is fine, okay. People have businesses, they're trying to get business, they're trying to attract customers and clients to their business. I'll give you that, okay. But when we are in situations where we are one-on-one with other people, it is best to take a humble stance. Don't go bragging about all of your achievements just all at once and just bombarding people with your greatness and you know, everything that you've done and everything. You know, there's a time and place for everything. But when you're meeting someone, or if you have just in a position where you're just talking with someone, be humble. Your achievements will speak for themselves. There's no need to brag and boast, because if someone knows you, then they'll know about you. So it's best to be humble. Don't take credit for everything. Sometimes you have done something, but you don't need to say, you know, write your name all over it. Just be humble. It means to put yourself last. The Bible says that the first will be last, and then the last will be first. Now, I don't have my Bible in front of me, so I can't tell you the exact chapter and verse, but I'm going to look it up. I'll put it on the screen. But humility means that you are putting other people first, and that you're putting yourself, you know, kind of in the background. It doesn't mean that you have to fade away like a wallflower, but you don't have to be arrogant and overblown either. Just be humble, sweet, kind, and gentle. Number 3 on this list of charismatic traits, is to be vulnerable. Being vulnerable is hard for people, because when you're vulnerable, you're showing your soft spots. You're showing places where, you know, that you're kind of sensitive and things aren't exactly right in those areas of vulnerability. But that's okay, because when you show your vulnerability, it makes you more relatable to people. Who wants to be around someone who's perfect all the time, who never has a problem? Nothing ever happens to them. They're like invincible. They got on a bulletproof vest of invincibility, and nothing ever happens to them. Nobody. Most of the time, we relate to other people who are vulnerable just like we are. So let me just, you know, make a little disclaimer there. Now, when I say vulnerable, it doesn't mean that you have to tell every little secret that's going on in your life. However, there are some things that you may just be feeling a little sensitive about at the time, and it's okay to show that. You don't have to break down and start crying. You don't have to curse people out because of your vulnerability, but you do show a little bit of your feelings, and that is being vulnerable. Charismatic people have that trait, that vulnerability, that approachability about them. Number 4, and this is a big one, and that is the ability to laugh, to have a sense of humor, and particularly to have a sense of humor about yourself, okay? Because we're all human. We have foibles. Things go wrong all the time, okay? Again, we aren't perfect. And so it makes us more approachable. It makes us more likable, more relatable as people when we have a sense of humor about ourselves. What just happened that was funny and not perfect, and you can laugh at yourself about it? So that is very important with being a charming and charismatic person. The fact that you can laugh at yourself, the fact that you have a sense of humor about everything, the fact that you don't take everything, you know, so seriously all the time that you just can't laugh. And furthermore, when you laugh, make sure you smile. Okay? Nobody wants to look at that blank affect. Like, you know, how does that look? But how does this look? Right? Open, friendly, sense of humor. Develop your sense of humor. As a matter of fact, you might even want to come up with a couple of stock jokes that you can tell people just to break the ice when you meet someone, okay? Because everyone likes a sense of humor. Everyone wants to laugh, because laughing, it just makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel at ease. And see, I'm going to laugh at myself right now because I just dropped my remote. Okay, and that's what happens when we do these videos by ourselves. But that's okay. I can laugh at myself. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to develop the ability to have a good sense of humor and to laugh at yourself. And now my mouth is dry, so I'm going to just have a little bit of this water. Now, the fifth thing that I want to talk about today is that a charismatic person shows a genuine interest in others. Now, let's say you're at a party or at a meeting or anywhere where you're just meeting someone and talking to them. Show interest in that person. One way you can do that is to repeat that person's name. When you meet someone and someone introduces you and says, Christallin, this is Susie Brown. Susie Brown, this is Christallin. And so when I talk to Susie, I'm going to say, nice to meet you, Susie. And somewhere in that conversation, I'm going to repeat her name again, because the word that the people love to hear the most in their language is their name. Remember that. So always repeat a person's name when you meet them. Say it a couple of times, okay? And it shows your genuine interest in them. As they're talking, they might be boring you to death, okay? You might be about to fall asleep, and I'm just being real here. But that person may end up being someone who is important to you later on down the line. And even if they aren't important, it is important just in the scheme of life to show genuine interest in other people. You don't know what you're going to learn from someone or what they can learn from you. When you show that genuine interest, you lift people up. You encourage them to be their best. And when they go away from that contact with you, they feel good about themselves and they feel good about you. So learn how to develop a genuine interest in others. It can be anything that they say, that you talk to them about, and make it a point to talk about something that they mentioned in their conversation. That's how you show a genuine interest in someone. It makes you a charming and charismatic person. So let me just recap them. Okay, the 5 points that I've talked about in this video are: number 1, you're going to be empathetic. Number 2, you're going to be humble. Number 3, you're going to be vulnerable. Number 4, you're going to have a sense of humor and you're going to be able to laugh at yourself. And number 5, you're going to show a genuine interest in others. Now, I might have put those out of order, but again, I'm going to laugh at myself because I'm not perfect. What about you? Do these points make sense to you? If they do, put some comments down in the comment section, because I want to know how these points resonate with you. So that's going to be my video for right now, but I am going to carry on with this series because I like this subject. I think that there used to be charm schools all over the place, and modeling schools, and schools that taught women how to be ladies and everything. And I don't even know if there are those many places, anymore. And so, fortunately, we have the internet, and we have many, many people online who are very concerned with helping women become more charming, more elegant, more classy. And so that's what I want to help you do in this video series. So this won't be the last one. As a matter of fact, the next few are probably going to focus on this point. So if you like this video and you're new here, Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. God bless you, and I will see you next time.